everyone. I am back for money upgrade number 7. Money upgrade number 7 is End Your Money Management Sabotage Pattern. And we have been going over the 4 money management sabotage patterns, starting with yesterday was overspending. So you can check out that replay if you're interested in learning more about the overspending tendencies. I broke down 6 of the overspending tendencies and shared about my personal story with overspending. Today's money management, hey Amy, today's money management sabotage pattern is hoarding. So that's why I'm wearing this like goofy green visor. So this is, I did a little research on it. This is like the stereotypical look for a bookkeeper, accountant, or you can even think of it in like Vegas and the roulette tables. But the green light is actually meant to relieve professionals who are staring at numbers all day long, like bankers, bookkeepers, whose vision might be compromised. So that's why they use this green visor. So fun little fact, I'm using like a different little costume every day for the, I know, it's hilarious, right? Overspending, I was very like fancy, and then you'll have to see what I wear for the next 2 money management sabotage patterns, which is ambivalence and overgiving. So I'll be breaking those down for Wednesday and Thursday. But let's jump into today's sabotage pattern for, thank you so much, Amy. I'm glad you like the visor. I'm actually thinking I should wear it because my eyes are starting to strain from all my computer work. I actually do have these glasses that are meant like for computers. Oh my God, now I'm like a total geek. This is why I'm not a hoarder. You can tell like this look just isn't my look. Anyway, so I am trying to put on the persona of an exaggerated hoarder person. So a person who is a compulsive spender. So basically what in the sabotage patterns we're getting into, all of the sabotage patterns have to deal with some kind of compulsive, addictive sort of behavior. And it's not meant to be overly dramatic, but as human beings, we find ourselves in cycles of some kind of addiction, whether it's addiction with sugar, addiction with our bodies, or addictions that come up with the way we handle money. So hey everyone, hi Laura, hi Amber, thanks for joining. So let's get into today's money sabotage pattern, hoarding. Hoarder is a compulsive saver, the exact opposite of a compulsive spender, which I broke down yesterday talking about the 6 tendencies of overspending. And so what's interesting about this polarization of the overspender and the compulsive saver, the hoarder, is that they often find each other in relationships. So that shows up a little bit in mine, not quite that grossly polarized, but my husband's definitely more interested in stability, and I'm more interested in risk taking and possibilities. So, but we've created a way to really meet each other halfway with our strengths and we understand each other's sabotage patterns. So you might be wondering, like, what is the sabotage pattern for a compulsive saver? Like, they're just really good at saving. Like, there's nothing wrong. And what can show up for someone who is compulsively saving is, ironically, there's still a scarcity mindset showing up for someone who's a hoarder. So they feel like there's never enough, right? So they have to keep saving. Like, doesn't matter how much they save, it never feels good enough. So these are the kind of people who, sit on like thousands and up to millions of dollars, and maybe just like sitting in their bank. Or some people, some interesting stories of hoarders is they like throw that money under their mattress. Like, they just feel safer if they have the money like right at their fingertips. They have a hard time trusting putting their money in different accounts to grow for them. So they're going to be kind of controlling and skeptical when it comes to growing their money. So that's how it shows up in its, I would say, its shadow, or the sabotage of being a compulsive saver, is that basically a compulsive saver is constantly worried. They're constantly worried there's something's going to happen and they're going to go bankrupt. Like, there's this anxiety about money and that there's never enough. And what's interesting is in relationship, if there is someone who's a really compulsive saver, like they're neurotic about it, and they have a hard time spending money on themselves. They have a hard time qualifying, investing in themselves, especially recreationally. They feel like it's overly self-indulgent, and you must save for financial security for the future, always thinking about the future and not able to be in the present. And what's interesting is if there is a compulsive saver in a relationship, the other partner who might not be that way, not have that tendency, who might have a tendency to overspend, it could actually be worsened. This overspending tendency could be worsened because they're trying to balance out the compulsive saver. Does that make sense? So I know. So it's like the compulsive saver is like, no, we need to save more. We can't spend money. And the overspender is like, okay, you're too much of a tightwad. We're going to have to spend more money. And they actually might spiral into their overspending pattern. So this could really spell disaster for couples. Because again, we usually do call in a partner who has like a little bit of a polar opposite. Not always. Sometimes you do have the same money types as each other and the same money sabotage patterns. But more often than not, we call someone in to balance us out, but can also, instead of balancing us, it can put us into like total extremes, and that becomes more disastrous. So that's why I'm bringing these to your attention this week, because I want you to know, start to identify, like, what are my tendencies when it comes to making money, which I broke down on Friday, the sabotage patterns for women especially, who might find that they're at an income plateau, or they want to start making more money, or they just find that they make money but they can't keep the money. So whatever that is, I broke that down on Friday's money upgrade number 5, so you can check that out. But in this week, breaking down the money management sabotage patterns. So once you actually have the money, what do you do with it? Because there are high income earners in the world who are one step away from bankruptcy because they don't know how to actually have their money work for them and to keep their money. So it kind of goes in and it goes out. And that's really where the overspender comes in, or the ambivalence sabotage pattern, which I'll break down for Wednesday, or the overgiving pattern, which I'll break down for Thursday. So stay tuned. And I don't know how many people resonate with this particular compulsive saver sabotage pattern. I would say that is probably more prevalent in my family and in my upbringing. My parents are both accountants. My brother's an accountant and my sister's a financial analyst. So if they're gonna lean anywhere on the sabotage spectrum, it would probably be here, which explains why I became an overspender, because I was like, no, anything's possible. I want to go, make things happen and not be limited. But that was actually, ironically, what I discovered, a scarcity mindset kind of in reverse. Like, how sneaky is that? So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you. And as far as ending the sabotage pattern of hoarding, it really comes down to trust, which is the same thing for the overspender. So the overspender doesn't trust that they can delay their gratification. So you can review the overspending money upgrade I broke down for Monday, which I actually did yesterday, but you'll see the replay today for that. But there's really a lack of trust that there's enough for the overspender, so they feel like they must invest their money in that moment, in that instant, can't wait, because they might lose that opportunity, or they can't be with the discomfort of delayed gratification. Whereas the hoarder, same things kind of showing up. They're not trusting that if they do their due diligence, that they can still have pleasure now. So the hoarder's the opposite. They have a hard time following their desire. Overspender might overindulge their desire, but a hoarder is like, there's almost more of a feeling of they don't deserve to treat themselves, or they feel, it's overindulgent or wrong or irresponsible. And it's not necessarily. You have to just really look at, what is financially responsible according to your bank accounts. But yeah, for the compulsive saver, they have a really hard time letting go of money. That's why they're called penny pinchers, right? Or tightwads, because they have a hard time trusting that if they put money out there and invest, then it's going to come back to them. So for a hoarder, they really need to start to understand that taking care of themselves and filling themselves up and investing in themselves, even if it feels like you're giving money away, it's not a loss. And I think for oversavers, they feel like it's a loss when they give money away. So instead, when you put your money out there and invest in yourself and replenish yourself, just know that the universe is going to give you the money back, or give you opportunity back, or give you joy and energy back, vitality back. So it might not come back in the same equal numbers of monetary currency, but it comes back in a different kind of currency. So I know that's probably a little woo-woo or abstract for my accountants out there, but that's what it really comes down to, because money is also spiritual. Money is energy, and if that's never occurred to you before, which is probably less likely for our logical thinkers who are counting coins, then that would be something to start to reflect on. So I hope you enjoyed today's money sabotage pattern that I broke down, ending the sabotage pattern of hoarding or compulsive saving. And also the last part I'll leave you with is, if you do feel that compulsion, usually there's something else going on, like an anxiety that really needs to be sat with, and watch those emotions and see if you can learn more about yourself and why you're uncomfortable, and hoping that money and saving money and stacking money, why that gives you so much relief, because it's actually becoming an unhealthy compulsion. So what else can you do to give yourself relief from the stress in your life, or whatever it is that's having you need to collect money to feel better? And instead try, just little bits of following your desire and pleasing yourself, and using your money to buy yourself things that fill you up in a way that is healthy. So could be new habits you take on, new fitness routines, whatever it is. But I think you guys get the idea. So I will be back for the next 2 sabotage patterns on Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, that's for ambivalence, and then Thursday you'll see the sabotage pattern of overgiving. So feel free to look through the money upgrades from last week. I did money upgrades 1 through 5. Check those out. And you can do that by opting into the 10-day money momentum series, which completes this Friday. Okay, and I'm giving out 3 gifts. I've already given out 2 free gifts for the money momentum series. So if you're interested in getting those free gifts, then you'll need to opt in, and I'll drop the link into the comments. And I'll see you next time. And please give your feedback, any insights that you get, aha moments from these videos. I'd love to hear what you've gleaned from them, so I know they're valuable. Okay, see you next time.